And hello, Cougar fans. You're listening to the Katie Gunterman Shelter Insurance McLean County Game of the Week scrimmage number 2, Tell City, Indiana, Tell City High School, Legion Field. Here on a nice August 16th. Jalen Darty being joined by Griff Gray. Phoenix Stevens filling in for Brock Bowman tonight, guys. Looking forward to seeing what the Cougars can bring to the table in scrimmage number 2 this year.
Yeah, Jalen, last week they looked really well against Butler County and Breck County. Got a little bit more of a challenge here with Tell City. Looking forward to seeing what the Cougars can do on both the offense and defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, it's going to be a test for McLean County, especially run defense-wise. You've got the what we like to call it 1027 a game, the Brothers of Destruction. Noah and Landon Terry in the backfield. They don't do anything but run a 4.340. One of them benches 420. One of them benches 390. They squat about 400, 500 pounds apiece. Just a walk in the park for those guys.
Yeah, it's going to take a group effort, that's for sure. Not just one man. So you got to hit them low. Wrap up the legs. That's for sure.
Absolutely, guys. It should be a good test for McLean County, though. Looking forward to seeing what we can do this week. To get ready for next week home or season opener on the road at Ohio County on the turf down there in Beaver Dam. Looking forward to seeing what Aiden Rice can do at quarterback, Griff. I thought he threw the ball around really well last week.
Yeah, he did. He mixed it up both off on the run and the pass. Took off on some with his legs, completed several passes through the air, had some long gains both against Butler and Breck.
I think this is going to be something good for Aiden, especially because he's going to see a different defense that he saw against Breck and against Butler County. So just for some extra prep before the season, it'll be good for him tonight. Yeah,
skill-wise, I want to see what else we can see out of Aiden Bolden, who I thought last week, if he turns the corner, it's speed for days. Jacoby Gill was another one that I thought stepped up last week. He caught a little short pass off of Aiden Rice and turned it into a 55-yard touchdown catch.
Yeah, broke several tackles on the way. Had that little hamstring injury there. I don't think it was enough to slow him up, but, they kept him out. So looking to see what he can do today.
Yeah, I thought McLean County spread the ball around a lot, put the ball in a lot of hands. Nate Englehart playing some receiver I thought was impressive last week as well. And then defensively, I thought we went to the football pretty hard. I thought we showed some aggression out there. Hunter Stratton at that middle linebacker spot reminds me, like Coach Wagner said at Media Day, reminds me a lot of Andrew Munster. So, Phoenix, you play with Andrew Munster, so you know what he's about.
I do.
I'm looking forward to seeing what we can see get out of a sophomore season in Hunter Stratton, see if he's going to have that sophomore slump or make that leap to become one of the best linebackers in the area.
Right. Linebacker core in McLean County has always been something that it's always consistent. Year in and year out, there's going to be some continuity there. You're going to see a lot of continuation of success.
Yeah, and then line-wise, that's what we replace a lot of from last year. Offensive line is practically brand new. You've got Colin Danton at center. On one side, you've got Caden Nugent and Caleb Anthony. The other side, you've got James Johnson and your brother Reese, who's coming off that ACL injury. Jackson Reynolds is taking a position change to go to tight end. So all the way around the board, it's going to be different for McLean County. But looks like we're getting ready to take the field here, guys. Looks like offense from McLean County is going to take the field first.
For me in particular, of course, I played offensive line. I'm really interested to see how they do tonight. Of course, I think on both sides of the ball, there's going to be some questions in the trenches. I think the defensive line looked undisciplined at times last week. And for the offensive line, I'm just willing to see some continuation of what they did. I thought their run blocking was pretty good, but their pass blocking surprised me. Looked a lot better than what I was anticipating, so I'm wondering to see if they can continue that here tonight.
Yeah, should be a good test for McLean County. Looking forward to seeing what we can do against a Tell City team who, in a lot of people's opinions, has a chance to win their sectional for the first time since, if I'm not wrong, the early 90s.
Yeah, they're definitely a tough squad. Like I said, both brothers, running back. I mean, it's a lot of pressure on McLean County, but let's see what they can do. Like I said, group tackling, hit them low.
Yeah, should be a good one here from McLean County, though, guys. Looking forward to seeing tonight what we should expect, I guess, this season coming up.
At Southwire Media Day there in Owensboro, Tell City's coach was there, and I think the biggest thing he talked about was he just wanted to see what his team could do because, coming off the last season, there's a lot they wanted to fix.
Yeah.
And I think, of course we're here to talk about McLean County, but for Tell City, I think this is going to be important for them too. Yeah,
the expectations are there, and it's just a matter of whether they can live up to those expectations. But the same for McLean County. The expectations are there.
Right.
We've got the pieces, but can the pieces fit the puzzle and perform like we all think they can? But it looks like McLean County taking the field first offensively. Aiden Rice wearing the red jersey at quarterback. I'm going to assume that we're not going to really have a whole lot of touching of the quarterback today to keep everybody healthy going into opening week next week. Tell City's going to be taking on rival Perry County Central in a game where they're going to honor Mike Spencer. And then McLean County will go on the road next week to Beaver Dam as they take on the Ohio County Eagles. But McLean County taking the field first offensively. Looking forward to seeing what we can get out of the Cougars in this first drive.
The good thing about these scrimmages, too, is that it's always time for you to try out something new, right? So something that you may not usually see McLean County do from the years past, I may try out tonight.
Well, if anybody's got wrinkles in the playbook that you're not going to expect, it's Zach Wagner.
That's 100% correct. I would know.
Yeah, I was surprised last week, how much they actually passed. They're always so run heavy.
Looks like McLean County will start on offense. All spotted at the
looks like they've got Rice under center, Bolden at fullback, Gill with the wing, Whitaker lined up at wide receiver. Rice hands it off to Bolden. Bolden's going to pick up
about 9.
Yeah, about 9 there on Bolden.
That's a nice sight to see there. Usually you want Aiden to kind of run towards the outside, but he took it in between the tackles there.
Yeah, he's going to do that a lot, I think, playing that fullback role this year, filling in where Elijah Baldwin left off last year. You're going to see Bolden, I think, running up the middle more than you are on the outside. But if he can get that corner, you better watch it. White Boy Fast 2.0, and he will be gone. It's like same formation there from McLean County. Rice is going to be lined up in the pistol. Nice pass there by Rice. Looks like he was going to hit Walters, but he hit H.B. Whitaker there.
Pass is incomplete.
Yeah,
incomplete, yeah.
A little bit behind him, I believe, right there on the slant.
For the Cougars.
It's like Whitaker's going to come out, and Nate Englehart going to come in for McLean County. Got a couple of guys suited up this week, too, that we didn't have last week. Alex Coakley will probably play tonight. Landon French will get some minutes tonight. Looking forward to seeing what he can do coming off the basketball court.
Yeah, that'll be more speed there for the Cougars.
Yeah, the middle school Cougars, they will come to town here to Tell City next Saturday morning to take on the Tell City Marksmen. So that will be a nice test for them as well.
Like maybe a false start there.
Before the snap.
Or delay a game.
Delay a game on the offense.
I thought I seen somebody jump on that left side.
Delay a game there for McLean County. Going to back them up some.
5-yard penalty.
You can see there at the end where they're trying to work in a different play call or maybe make a small adjustment and threw things off there.
Yeah.
That'll give the Cougars third and about 6 yards.
They were saying block.
So Gill's going to go in motion there, and Gill's going to fumble the football.
Pick it up. That'll be a loss of about 4 on the play.
Yep, a little lapse in judgment there for Gill. He took the handoff and just dropped it. I know Coach Wagner's not going to be happy about that one. Jacoby's got to do a little better job holding on to the football.
Back to the original line of scrimmage, be 4th and 10.
That's going to back McLean County way up there, guys. He was able to get the ball back, but by the time he got his hands on it again, Tell City was there.
Yeah, they had 3 guys waiting for him. Normal game situation, you'd obviously see a punt here. He's scrambling. Looks like they're going to.
Good job there by Jackson Reynolds, though, to try to make something happen.
Yeah, they were on him fast and get it right back to the line of scrimmage.
That Tell City defense, guys, they got after McLean County on that one.
Yeah, they're pretty fast. They got a pretty good-sized defensive line there.
It looks like the Cougars.
No gain on the last play. First down, McLean County.
If you're going to have Aiden roll out like that, you're going to have some blocking on the edge, and they just didn't have it that time.
Yeah. The Cougars going to get another set of downs here, guys. Not really sure what the format for today's scrimmage will be, but
5th down.
defensively for
Cougars try to run around the left side. Marksman defense.
Yeah, that was Walters on the edge there.
For the marksman, no gain. It'll be second
Defensive
down.
line for Tell City is giving the offensive line of the Cougars a lot of fits right now, so we're going to have to get some guys blocked here so we can get some room to move.
Yeah.
So no gain there.
That was a question mark in my mind going into the season is the offensive line, and right now we're struggling.
Like a misdirection. It looks like Ward there.
Yeah.
A gain of about 1.
Inside handoff for the Cougars. Short gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and long.
McLean County's just not stealing those edges, guys. They're not blocking well up front. That Tell City defensive line is eating them up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's they've just had that one positive play so far, so they've got to get some more guys moving, get some bodies on each other.
Yep.
Rice under pressure, takes off. Good gain there on the scramble.
Yeah, good.
Scramble near the line to gain.
Good job by Rice to try to make something happen, but that pressure is continuously eating them up. But while we got a second here, I'll go ahead and go over the format of the scrimmage. It's 15 plays or 18 minutes, whichever comes first for McLean County. Then the same for Tell City. They'll take a 4-minute break. Then you'll have 10 plays or 12 minutes from McLean County. From the 10-yard line, it looks like 10 plays or 12 minutes for Tell City. Another 4-minute break. Then the 12 plays or 12 minutes for both teams. Then the reserves will come in, and we will see that for each team.
Looks like AB on the outside. Nice pickup there.
Yeah, good job by Bolden on that carry.
Yeah, about 15 yards.
To the right side for the Cougars.
And that's the type of thing we got to see from McLean County, guys, but it's got to be consistent.
First down.
And right now it's inconsistent, and the Cougars got to figure it out.
And right now it's just that the defense is, they're giving them multiple looks, and it's confusing to the line, it's confusing to Aiden, it's confusing to a lot of people, and maybe later in this drive they can get things resolved.
We got 1st and 10 from the 40. AB breaks the tackle.
Good job by Bolden there. He made a negative into a positive.
Yeah, he would have lost at least 5 there and turned it into a positive 1-yard gain.
Number 53, Ethan Schreiner.
Yeah.
Short gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Looks like McLean County bringing in some reserves on the offensive line. this is the week here, and I know Phoenix can attest to it, where those depth charts are made. So your performance tonight is going to affect where you're at next week against Ohio County.
You know, as much as this stuff is, too, it's practice. And, I mean, of course, I imagine they're going hard in practice and everything, but clearly there's just not a whole lot of chemistry there yet.
Inside handoff for the Cougars.
Like Stratton up the middle for a gain of about 2 there.
Gain of about 2 on the play. It'll be third down. Jaggers and Schreiner on the stop for the marksman.
McLean County starting to move the ball a little bit better.
They're making multiple adjustments on the offensive line, so clearly Coach Wagner's cognizant of that too.
Ward on the outside.
Yeah, good carry there by Connor Ward.
Got a first down there.
Yeah, if you're the Cougars, though, guys,
you're
not happy.
Looks like they do pick up a first down.
I think kind of towards the end of that drive, you kind of saw some good things on the outside, but in McLean County football, if you can't run the ball in the middle, then there's not going to be a whole lot of success.
Right.
Yeah, they've tried a few misdirection plays that Tell City just picked up right off the bat for either no gain or a loss of a yard or 2.
Yeah, and you can tell Coach Malin Webb, he's watched his film on McLean County. He knows what to expect. Him and his brother Mac have done a good job getting them ready. And this looks like a team that can compete possibly for a sectional championship. Take a water break here, timeout from McLean County. While we got a second, I want to go through and thank some of my sponsors this year that's going to make this year possible. Katie Gunter and Shelter Insurance, my title sponsor. Joe's, I guess, this year in Calhoun. Seabury Hardware Store. Rice Contracting. I don't have the list in front of me, so I'll probably forget a couple. Sacramento Deposit Bank's another one. Going to be a good year for McLean County sports this year. Got a lot of businesses on board. Looking forward to bringing you all the coverage with my guys, Griff here beside me and Brock Bowman, who couldn't join us today. But all in all, it's going to be a good year, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the Cougars can bring to the table all year long.
So the Cougars, 1st and 10 on about the 29-yard line. I believe they've ran about 10 plays so far.
Yeah.
Rice scrambling again. Gets to the outside. Pushed out of bounds about the 25-yard line.
Tell you what, for a scrimmage where the quarterback isn't supposed to be touched a whole lot, he's getting touched a whole lot.
Yeah. You know, if there's a positive out of this drive offensively, it's the ability of Aiden Rice to kind of make something out of nothing, guys.
Yeah, there's been several times, he's been wrapped up, even got a ball back to the line of scrimmage, so, no gain, but it's better than a 6-7 yard loss, quarterback sack. Rice with the quarterback keeper to the outside. Oh, he got hit hard. About loss of about 2 or 3. We've got a flag on the play.
Someone's really going to have to explain to these guys what the point of the red jerseys are.
There's a flag on the play. Holding against the Cougars. It looks like the marksman will accept that penalty. We will replay second down.
Holding on McLean County. That'll make it about 2nd and
All spotted just inside
20, 21.
the 40-yard line.
Looks like 4 more plays offensively for McLean County, guys, on this this first section of play here. And he gives it to Gill. Nice job by Gill there to kind of redeem himself for that previous carry, guys.
Yeah, pick of about 13 there.
Yeah, good job by Jacoby on that carry.
Very early on, you can kind of see that, you know, with Jacoby and Aiden Bolton, there's going to be a lot of reliance on the athletes you have this year.
Absolutely. And that's to be expected from McLean County. You know, in the type of offense that we run, we've got to have some athletes back there in the backfield.
Yeah, utilize that speed to your advantage, that's for sure.
Especially if the offensive line isn't holding up as much.
Yeah, they're certainly not giving Rice a whole lot of time to look to throw. There's another example. That fumble, the ball, Rice looks like he recovered it. Huge loss there.
I think we can throw that whole quarterback not getting touched thing out of the window, guys.
No kidding.
It
is a big loss on the play.
It's a free-for-all out there in there.
You know, earlier I was talking about different packages that the defense is showing. I don't even think it's a whole lot right now. I think we're just really having trouble picking up certain blocks.
And as we move on in the season, if we don't figure out a way to make that to change that, teams like Grayson County and Union County and Hancock County, they're going to pick up on that.
Right.
And it's going to be it's something McLean County's got to fix early.
You know, losing guys like Brody Klein, Elijah Baldwin, that hurts. It does a lot. But losing guys like Colby Dant, Whit Searcy, that hurts us much.
Absolutely. Guys like Elijah and Brody, granted they're great football players, but we've got the athletes, I think, in the backfield that can replace those guys in a way. But it's the guys up front who you don't think about. A Whit Searcy on the offensive line, a Anthony Hall, a Isaiah Allgood. It's guys like that, Colby Dan on the defensive line, that people don't think about is going to be hard to replace.
And, you know, this offensive line, they're upperclassmen, you know, juniors and seniors. But for the most part, you know, all of those guys don't have a ton of game experience.
Right.
And,
they're all fresh.
Nothing replicates in-game reps.
Looks like a toss to Walters. He's wrapped up in the backfield.
You'd like to see that
about
toss.
One there.
You'd like to see that toss be more crisp, too.
Yeah, Walters kind of bobbled it. Looks like 15 plays from McLean County is going to be done here, guys, offensively. Tell City will take the field offensively, and we'll see what we can do defensively against the Brothers of Destruction here.
I'm really interested personally how the DNs do. You know, last week I was just there watching. I noticed that, you know, fly up field a lot. And, you know, in the end of the day, you're not here to make Sports Center top 10 because you're gonna look like a fool trying to run it 10 yards in the backfield and then the running backs all the way on the other end.
Turn to start on offense.
Yeah, one of the big things last week, you know, we saw, you know, a few times where the secondary gave up big passing play. So I'm kind of anxious to see how they've adjusted, you know, in the secondary to limit those long pass plays.
Well, the thing about Tell City is they're almost like McLean County. They're not going to throw the football a whole lot. So we won't, I think we'll see it a little bit. Malin Webb referenced at Media Day when I got to speak to him that they were going to air it out a little bit more than to be expected for the marksman. But I still, he's about like Zach Wagner. I don't look for the marksman to air it out a whole lot. But defensive line-wise, linebacker stud-wise, we're going to have to really play hard tonight, guys. This is that linebacking core is a group that's got to perform well this year against the likes of a Grayson County with a Caden Hanshaw, a Union County with a Jaron Johnson. Those are the type we're going to have to see big performances in games like that.
Bunch formation here for Tell City.
Handoff right up the middle. Gain of about 11 on the play. 11-12 on the play.
Number 10, Braxton Beaver.
Yeah, and that was Beaver with the ball. That wasn't even one of the Terry twins.
The middle for a gain of 12.
You look at their center and their guards. You know, they have some decent size to them, especially the guy snapping the ball. So don't be too surprised if you see them try to go just right up the gut.
On the 46-yard line of the marksman.
Yeah, this is what Vic Evans and Stephen A. Turner like to call the Tell City Moving Company 2.0.
Oh, wow.
And up to number 22.
Guys, that was.
I think that was Maddox Osborne.
That was a Maddox Osborne welcome to varsity football type of hit there, guys.
Yeah, he got popped pretty good. Just ran right over the top of him.
Yep.
We're going to see a lot of that too. Fortunately, now we'll see because these guys are inexperienced. We're just noting that. But against Ohio County and Muhlenberg County in weeks 1 and 2, you should be able to figure some of this stuff out.
Yeah, we've got the luck of the draw there with our schedule, I think. But that's darned if you do, darned if you don't type of deal because
toss to the left side, upended.
good hit there by Walters.
Yeah.
Right now, Tell City's just playing more physical. It's almost like it's almost like this is a real game for them.
Yeah, they're out physicaling us, and talking to Coach Wagner and some of the coaches in the locker room this week, that was something that he wasn't satisfied with last week. Was they just weren't nasty enough, they weren't physical enough, and we're not seeing it out there tonight either.
Yeah, so far both sides of the football on the line for Tell City there are overmatching the Cougars. Short gain up the middle. Looks like he'll get enough to get the first down.
Yeah.
He's near the line to gain, and the officials will give.
Yeah, as we were saying though, Phoenix. We've got the luxury of playing the likes of Ohio County and Muhlenberg first 2 weeks of the season, but we can't overlook them. Number one, and number two, it is a chance for us to figure a few things out. But if we don't figure them out pretty quick, we can get beat in week 1 or week 2 just as easy as we could any other week of the season.
And that's the thing, too. Ohio County, they've always had size, and Muhlenberg's always had athletes. And so you're kind of seeing a mix of that both here with Tell City tonight.
Right to Landon Terry.
The Terry twins, they're grown men out there, guys.
Yeah, he just stiff-armed him right on his way, all the way into the end zone.
He took his hand, Landon Terry did, moved Riley Walker out of the way and said, "Get out of my way, sophomore. I'm going to the end zone."
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. You've got to, wrap up the legs.
Yeah.
And I think if you are here for Tell City, it was very encouraging to watch them. I saw, I couldn't pick a wide receiver, running back, skill position guy, block up field, and took out one of our safeties. So.
Yeah, if you're Malin Webb, you're happy. If you're Zach Wagner and Justin Cook, you're not. It took Mclean County, went all 15 plays and couldn't score, and Tell City scored in 5.
They're just being more physical.
Yeah.
Both sides of the ball.
Absolutely.
That's what it boils down to. Tell City with the ball back on the 35-yard line. Hand off to the left side. There's going to be a flag on the play.
Yeah, I believe this one might be coming back.
Yeah, looks like maybe a hold.
He picks up a first down, but there is a flag on the play. Holding against the marksman.
So that negates a first down run.
That will move the marksman back 10 yards, and we will replay first down, 1st and 20. All spotted at the marksman 25-yard line.
I noticed this week there's a change. 52, Irvin there.
Yep.
He's moved more on the inside, whereas last week he was playing the end.
Yeah. I like that a little better from McLean County.
Landon Terry.
Yeah, you had several Cougars in on the tackle there.
Yeah, Reynolds, Hoover, both guys I thought stepped up there pretty good.
It's just you see the the offensive line just coming out and pulling around, just getting that extra block 3 or 4 yards downfield, just opening up even more lanes for the runner.
Landon Terry once again.
Terry with a pickup of about 11 on that.
Right side. Big gain on the play.
It's like Dorian King coming in for Mclean. He's going to
for the marksman.
Fill in there for where Big Irv was at.
41-yard line, 3rd down.
I don't know who that other defensive end there is on the other end. Roster says Aiden Ferguson, but I don't think that's who it is. So I don't know who's playing that other D in there for the Cougars.
And again, we were just talking about inexperience in the offensive line. You have the same thing really across this whole defense besides, your 2 DBs there and Jacoby Gill and Camden Walters.
Straight up the gut for gain of about 15 there to the 45, the Cougar 45-yard line.
Yeah. And it's not just the Terry twins, guys. I came into this game thinking that it was the Terrys, but it's not just the Terrys.
McLean County running an odd front. And I'm not, personally, I'm not going to question Coach Wagner, but personally, I don't know if I would do that against a center.
Yeah, he's a big old boy. Pick up the outside. Looks like Walters ran him down. Another long gain. Down to about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Braxton Beaver's really impressing me. They're using him a lot in this offense, and I'll tell you what, he's going to be a guy I keep an eye on there for my Superior Streetwear high school fantasy football team. We've got waivers that open up on Sundays, so Braxton Beaver may be a guy I try to snag.
Yeah, he's had several good runs so far.
Well, Phoenix, we've got the first KSR poll coming out on Monday. Who's your number 1 team in the state of Kentucky right now?
Has to be Boyle County. I mean, they're coming off of 4 state championships in 4A. They have Quisenberry out and Watt out. They're returning. A lot on their defense. I think Boyle County has to be your top team in the state.
Absolutely. I agree. They're, 51st, I think? Top 50 in the nation right now.
That would not surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah, they're one of the top 50 teams in the country. Justin Haddix, who Vic and Steve had on the Game Changers on this past Wednesday, in a very, very good interview. I highly suggest you check that out on Spotify, Apple Music, or anywhere you listen to your podcast. Coach Haddix is, in my opinion, the best high school football coach in the state of Kentucky right now. And there's another one, guys.
Another score right around the left side.
And that was Ben Fortwindle. It's the guy, Tell City's they're rolling them out there, guys. They've scored 2 touchdowns in 9 plays. McLean took 15 plays and couldn't score at all. And Tell City's still got 6 more plays left to go.
And there's nothing really special they're doing. It's just run it right up the middle, run it right around the outside. We're just not getting off blocks. We're not tackling. I think that's just the biggest thing right now.
I've noticed really quickly that, and I don't know how much they work on it in practice now. I know they did a lot whenever I was playing. Their pursuit, sideline to sideline does not look great at all here on this drive.
From the Cougar 10-yard line.
Yeah, they're just getting right around the edge and taking off. That's happened twice so far for 2 scores for the marksman.
Again, we have a tight formation here for Tell City.
Whistle before the snap. Delay a game against the marksman.
Looks like marksman with 9 plays so far.
Got some big scrimmages across the area tonight. I know Hancock County there across the bridge, and Rio taking on South Spencer. Owensboro at Lindsey Wilson taking on Boyle County, as we mentioned earlier. Owensboro Catholic at Steel Stadium taking on Paducah Tillman. And
there he is, just right up the middle, almost untouched.
Braxton Beaver up the middle, just some nice blocking once again, and he is in for a Tell City touchdown.
yeah, if you're Malin Webb, you've got to be pleased with what you're seeing from the marksman. If you're Zach Wagner, not at all.
You know, the good thing, the one redeeming quality, the one silver lining from this, there's still 7 more days until that record actually starts to take a hit or get a win.
Absolutely. And if I know Zach Wagner like I know him, next week is going to be a long week.
I would not want to play on this team this year just because of next week's practice might actually be hell.
Yeah, it's but it's only going to make them better, guys.
The Marksmen will keep possession.
Yeah, they just got to be more physical.
Absolutely.
And I understand this offensive line. They're big guys, but
that's
you can't
no
just let somebody
excuse.
push somebody around. Pick up of about 6 on the play.
And that right there, that was Tell City telling you, hey, you see how tight we are. We're gonna come right down the middle. Stop us.
The new Marksman quarterback.
Yeah, Tell City's making
On that last play.
an adjustment at quarterback.
Play to be 2nd and 5.
It's like defensively, McLean County pretty much keeping the same core group out there. They're taking Weston Hodges out, it looks like.
And you know, with this team in particular, which hasn't had to happen a ton in the last few years, you're just going to see this team continue to get better week to week, just because they're getting those reps in, they're getting that experience in. You know, in previous years, they've been able to return double digits amount of seniors. You know, this year it's a lot smaller than that.
Yeah, and you've got upperclassmen that just don't have, the varsity experience. You've got new guys that came in that haven't played, but when you lose, seniors from last year that have been playing, 3-4 years, and these guys are just behind them, not getting that game action, that does make a difference.
All spotted on their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
Marksman with the ball on the 45. Handoff. Oh, there we go.
It's a good penetration.
Connor Ward on the stop. That's going to be a loss of about 2. So that's the first play I believe we've had where we've held them.
Just about. You really like to see that linebacking core, really get in there, rush downhill, and make that stop.
Yeah, the defensive line holding up and allowing the linebackers to come in and make the stop at the line of scrimmage or even in the backfield in that case. There's a fake.
And you talked about it, Griff, that deep ball that we couldn't stop last week against Brecken Butler. And Tell City, a team that doesn't throw the football a lot, they caught Maddox Osborne back there at that safety spot. And that new quarterback Tell City put in, he hit one pretty deep there.
Yeah, you could sit there and you run. I mean, that just opens up that passing game. Guys get so used to just seeing the run, and then they hit you for a long bomb.
I was just about to question why our defense is so spread out, because they were running up the middle. And, of course, they open up their offense and throw it there. But I think if you're Coach Wagner, that play in particular is just about unacceptable. You had double coverage back here on a wobbly ball that wasn't the most beautiful pass in the world, and he still came down with it.
Yep, so if we're keeping score in 15 plays, Tell City scores twice. McLean County in 15 plays didn't score at all. We'll take a short break here and see what we can do in this next segment here, guys. So we're going to mute the mics here. We're going to take a little break ourselves, catch our breath, and we will be back for the next set of plays here for you. And we're back here, guys. Try to see where we're lining up here.
Curious to see how the play calling kind of adjusts here in this second series.
This is a pretty much a red zone kind of situation, it looks like to me. Mclean calling a timeout early here.
Placing the ball at the 10, I believe, yep.
Looks like McLean County will be on offense now and start at the marksman 10-yard line, 1st and goal.
You know, Phoenix, I'm anxious to see us kind of try to run the ball up the middle a little bit more. I know we had some luck on the outside, but seeing if we can move the ball up the middle.
Especially down here at the 10-yard line,
yes,
right?
Yeah. You know, sometimes even with the speed, it takes a little bit longer to play to develop, get around the corner, you know, get the edge and turn up the field. So you get down here at 10-yard line, even the 20, you know, it makes it harder. Everything's just so bunched together.
Come on down and visit the friendly folks at the concession stand.
Yeah, if you're McLean County, you got to see something if you're Coach Wagner.
Obviously, we're still talking things over, so I imagine that huddle isn't very pleased right now.
Oh, I'd say you're exactly right.
And, you know, we talked about kind of not having to rely on run sideline to sideline and get those outside plays. I'm curious to see how the counter works because last week I know I watched 2 or 3 counter plays. And not necessarily the mixed direction where you have, you know, a pitch or two, but, you know, just everyone blocks to one side and then you have the guy take off to the other. I'm curious to see how that looks. So I don't know if we've seen much of that tonight. You know, it's interesting to see down here in the 10-yard line if they'll implement some of that.
Well, and one thing about the Marksman's defense, they're compared to what we saw last week for Butler County and Breck County, the speed to the ball is much quicker than what we saw last week.
And I think something else that really helps Tell City is they're firing off the ball faster. I mean, when that D-line gets their hands on you, it's going to be a lot harder for the offensive line to really engage and do their job.
Yeah, and if you're in this red zone situation here that we're going to be lined up in,
go back on offense.
You just in your McLean County, you want to try to make some plays.
Move Walters out by HB.
Yeah, it looks like AB in the backfield alongside Rice. Flag on the play.
Flag
before we had some movement up front.
Yep.
False start against McLean County.
That'll push him back to the 15-yard line.
And those false starts, that is a product of that inexperience. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, but, you know, that's such a big thing that people don't think about. You know, reloading is just as hard as it is just playing the games. Coming back out with that same formation.
Walters across the middle with a handoff to Walters around the left side. Taken out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. It's about an 8-yard gain there on the play. Good play by Walters.
Yeah, good job there by Cam.
About 8 on the play, tackled out of bounds by number 49, Jacob Casebolt.
I really like the way Tricoli blocked on that play. You saw him, he had his hands all up with that DB and led away for what could have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
All spotted around the 7-yard line.
AB with the carry
Tell City was not fooled at all.
No.
Cougars keep it on the ground.
We're 53 with the initial hit.
Try to run up the middle. Initial hit by number 53.
This is a very good Tell City football team, guys.
You were talking about how they looking to win their district?
First sectionals here in Tell City. These guys beside me can probably correct me, but if I'm wrong, but I think could be the first sectional championship since the early 90s, if I'm correct. Yeah, these Tell City guys beside me are telling me it's if they win it, it'd be the first one in a very long time. But I don't know a lot, but I do know losing Mater Dei in your sectional is a very good blessing for the marksmen.
You know, I think you could tell just at media day. Coach Webb, he wanted to instill a different kind of culture. You know, he wanted to.
And he's done that since he got here.
Right.
You know, his brother Mac was the head coach first. Mac left and went back to Owensboro for a couple of years. Malin took over. Then Malin put his stamp on the program. Mac came back to be Malin's offensive coordinator, and they've kind of done it together. I think they've even got their younger brother on the staff this year as well. A large staff that Malin Webb's put together as well.
Just what I've seen tonight. Of course, I don't know who else is in that sectional, but I would imagine that Tell City should be able to contend for that.
Rice is just going to throw that one away.
And I'm actually going to credit the offensive line here. 70 out here. I don't have a name in front of me. Did a really good job of kind of blocking out in front for Aiden. And I think Aiden just kind of held on to the ball too long there.
Yeah, there was a fake to AB, and he faked out a couple of the marksmen because they wrapped him up around the neck.
You know, on the roster that I've got, I don't have the number 70 doesn't have a name attached to it, so. I will say, Coach Wagner's going to he's going to definitely analyze his film. I'm not sure there's a guy that I know that analyzes this film like Zach Wagner, so.
Like Rice with the quarterback keeper, breaks a couple tackles. They're going to hold him up at about the 5-yard line.
You know, I think the most telling thing about that whole play is Aiden's being surrounded by, 5, 6 guys, and you have people just standing around, not blocking. And I think for Coach Wagner, I mean, I could tell you firsthand, that's not going to sit with him at all. And during their film session next week, that's going to be probably his first point of emphasis. Why are we standing around?
And the Cougars will start again from the marksman 10-yard line, 1st and goal for the Cougars.
Jalen, obviously I know you're familiar with the pancake stickers and the skull stickers and things of that such. You know, physicality up front is a big point of emphasis here. I've yet to see anyone on Tell City really get pancaked or get really a hard block on them tonight, and that's concerning a little bit.
Like Rice for a loss of about 1.
I believe with the sack. Get some help by number 23, Byron Meserve. No gain on the play. Will be 2nd down.
Yeah, if you're Mclean County, it's next week's going to be a week you've got to, like you said, Phoenix, we've got the luxury of having a schedule, I guess, to our advantage somewhat, but.
Great slant pass. That's
going to be a touchdown. They're going to call that a touchdown.
That is a very encouraging play.
Yeah.
Right there.
I'm going to say it for the first time all year long, guys. It's a Rice contracting touchdown from Aiden Rice to H.B. Whitaker.
You know, Jalen, we saw the same play just on the left side last week for a nice gain. Nice slant. And HB, good size there on the outside.
Yeah, Whitaker's somebody I like. He's somebody that didn't come out till late. I don't think he decided to come out till Camp Hood, which was several weeks into the summer. 2 or 3 weeks before the first scrimmage, so he's kind of getting acclimated again to what to expect, somewhat. But
it's kind of a reference back to HB's basketball days, but you put him out there one-on-one on that slant, and he can almost kind of box that DB out and get that touchdown.
Yeah. They're going to give the 2-point conversion
for another Cougar touchdown.
there for Connor Ward.
Now, obviously, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure this one out, but that second series, or at least that drive in particular, looked much better.
Yeah, it did. And like you said, this is just a scrimmage. We talk about how we don't look great, and I think Coach Wagner would even agree with that. We don't look like McLean County football should, but it's a scrimmage. It's early. We're young.
You have to think, I always like to think about my freshman team. The team my freshman year. We started 0-3, and that season we went to the third round of the playoffs. So it's always hard getting started, figuring things out. But once you do, and Coach Wagner's was really great at figuring things out, and changing things up as needed.
Yeah, good job by Cam Walters there for another Rice contracting touchdown, guys.
That's 3 consecutive plays of touchdowns.
Yeah.
Pass and 2 runs.
We're just a red zone offense.
We're got to get to the red zone first, Phoenix. We're figuring it out slowly but surely. I don't really know the pieces offensive line-wise that we really got out there right now. But the only thing I ask for is that my guys win week 4, because if we don't, I'm unfortunately going to have a bald head.
Going to look like me. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. I can't tell who's on the carry.
Wrapped up by big number 77, Hunter Titus.
And I think this is something you could call me a football dork for really thinking about this, but I really like the way Connor Ward out there carried out his fake. You don't you don't see that discipline a lot of times with teams where you see people carrying out their fakes halfway, and it doesn't really it really doesn't do anything to the defense. And
unfortunately, you don't like to see this, but we do have an injured Cougar on the field. I can't tell who it is. From where I'm standing, I don't want to say that it's Stratton, but it looks like Stratton.
Yeah, I thought I saw 9, but it's hard to tell with the people around him. It looks like it, though.
If you don't want to see that if you're Coach Wagner. You hope it's nothing serious.
And that's the main thing on these scrimmages. Yeah, you're figuring things out. It's not keeping score. The main thing is you just don't want anybody to get injured, especially like key players, in a scrimmage game.
Right, absolutely. While we got a second here, I've got my list pulled out in front of me finally. So I want to go through and thank everybody that's making McLean County football this year possible, McLean County athletics this year possible for us, guys. We've got Commonwealth Road Products, Moonlight Barbecue, Rice Contracting, the McLean County Public Library, Ethan Myers with Fairway Realty, Stephanie Wright, Greater Owensboro Realty, Will Hudson with Kentucky Farm Bureau, Trophy House, Sacramento Deposit Bank, Cabin Fever Gifts and Embroidery. I'll talk about them in a minute. Owensboro Health, Above All Roofing, Roads and Roads Injury Lawyers, Seabury Hardware Store, and Jotes. Talk about, and can't forget Katie Gunterman Shelter Insurance, our title sponsor. Without Katie Gunterman, none of this would be possible. She's come on board. She's our player of the game sponsor as well. Katie has come up with the idea this year. Our player of the game for every game in every sport will receive a T-shirt with the McLean County logo, Katie Gunterman Shelter Insurance logo on the back, and player of the game on the front. So we want to thank Katie Gunterman for that. It's like the Cougar is up. Can't tell.
I believe it is Stratton.
Yeah, number 9.
Like a leg injury.
You hope that it's not a knee or something serious. Hopefully it's just a sprain.
It's good to see the injured Cougar player walking off.
I talked about Cabin Fever Gifts and Embroidery as well. I've partnered with them guys for some new McLean County merch coming out. I've posted it on my social media, so check it out. I will have shirts starting next week. So if you're interested, come and find me. Tell me what size you want, and I've got you free of charge. I just want to do my part in helping get everybody ready for the McLean County athletics season. I'm excited. adding some new wrinkles to what we're doing starting next week. I will be bringing you a Will Hudson, Kentucky Farm Bureau sideline report. So it will be a nice addition to our coverage. Looking forward to doing that. Adding Griff to our coverage all year long. Going to have a 3-man crew in a booth. Nathan Johnson's come on board to do our live stream for us this year. So it should be a good season all the way around, guys. And it looks like the Marksman offense is going to take their turn here in the red zone.
Quarterback throws out to the left side. Good stop there for a loss of about 1.
And that you really like to see because the Marksmen, they kind of had the advantage there with the number of blockers out there. And, of course, AB comes in and makes that tackle.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Let's see if the Cougars can be a little bit more physical in this session than they were the last session. So get off some blocks. And there we go. Jackson Reynolds on the tackle.
Tackled in the backfield.
Loss of about 2.
And you kind of watched that first series, especially whenever Tell City was just dominating offensively. You have to think too. Of course, Coach Wagner's from this area, but for the most part, Tell City's kind of an unfamiliar opponent. You're used to playing the teams back in our district, and of course, there's definitely some adjustments that have had to been made.
Braxton Beaver up the middle, near the goal line.
Beaver down to about the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
Tough run by number 10, Beaver.
It'll be 4th and about 1.
25 and when to do the 4. I just know. You just know?
No, I feel like right here you can expect Tell City to just everybody right around the ball.
Yep. Try to just run it right up the gut.
That's exactly what they're going to do here. And, of course, no surprise, McLean County is going to stack the box.
25 and 40 now.
Hand off to the outside, tripped up, still manages to make it in.
Off a couple Cougars, and he is in for a Tell City touchdown.
Well, McLean, even though they allowed the touchdown over 4 plays, they did make 2 good plays in the backfield early on. Just had the 3rd down play, allowed about 8 yards on the carry to get them down to 4th and 1. Like Beaver again.
Direct snap to number 10, Beaver.
It's like McLean County made some adjustments defensively. Got
play.
Alex Coakley in there on the D-line now, alongside Irvin Rodriguez, Garcia, and Reynolds.
2nd and goal upcoming.
Seeing what McLean does with to replace Stratton will be interesting.
And off to number 5, goes around the left side.
Lucas Byer, the new
Gain of about 2, so that's going to make it 3rd and about 2, maybe 3.
Gains about 1 on the play. It will be 3rd and
Back
goal.
on this end, we saw where Coach Wagner ran that slant for HB. I think if you are Coach Wagner, and it's really Coach Cook, you have to be cognizant that Tell City can do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. They've shown that they're capable of throwing the football around a little bit if need be, which is something that Malin Webb said at Media Day. If we're going to contend for a sectional title, we've got to be able to throw the football.
Yeah, at some point you've got to be able to mix it up. With them being so run heavy and able to run the ball well, I would look for them to be able to have several opportunities throughout the season to catch teams off guard on play action.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're keeping score somewhat, McLean County scored, 3 times the last set of plays in 12 plays. Tell City's only scored once in 7 so far. So if you're McLean County,
another score for the marksman.
They're number 2 on 8 plays for Tell City. So the marksman's only got a handful of plays left to score again. I mean, football's a game of keeping score, I guess. If Tell City can't score again in the next handful of plays, then the Cougars are going to win this set here, guys.
Yeah, they do look much better on this session than they did on the first one, that's for sure.
Obviously, you look at this and you see that. I mean, look, they're lined up on the 10-yard line,
right?
And they have as many plays as they want, really, to get into the end zone. So I think if you're watching the defense, don't get too discouraged. If obviously if Tell City's scoring, because again they can really just kind of unlimited amount of plays try to get in the end zone.
Yeah, Ward around the edge there. Quarterback never saw him.
I tell you guys, Connor Ward's somebody. If there is a positive tonight, he's a positive that stood out to me. He's played well offensively when he's got his hands on the football. He's playing well defensively there.
Loss of 7 on the play.
Like you said, Phoenix, I mean, if you can't be too discouraged because they've got as many plays as long as they get it to the end zone within 15 plays, it doesn't matter.
I think if you give, St. Mary's School the Blonde 15 plays on the 10-yard line, they'll probably get in the end zone.
Right.
A little bit of trickery there, but McLean County wasn't fooled.
Inside handoff to Fort Wendell.
Nice job there. Looks 44, I think I figured out, is Mason Lindsay. Lindsay's another one that didn't play last year, decided to come back out this year.
Maybe Aiden Ferguson.
No, Ferguson is on the roster, but Lindsay's wearing 44 on the practice jerseys. Yeah, Lindsay's typical number will be 99. With these practice jerseys, a lot of their numbers are mixed up.
Yeah. Good stop, though, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, Lindsay's a kid that I thought his freshman year showed some promise when he played some JV football. I thought he would can make some contributions last year, decided not to play, come out this year. You'll see him on the defensive line. On passing situations, you'll see him line up at tight end in reserve of Jackson Reynolds. So he's a kid that can make some noise this year. But
I think the biggest positive out of that whole defensive stand right there is just how well McLean County was able to get downhill. Defensive line, and this is such a big focal point for Coach Wagner, Coach Cook. Defensive line, they got hands-on. Again, like we were just talking about for Tell City, they got hands-on, able to keep the offensive line kind of in check while the linebackers in the secondary can come down and make tackles.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, if you're McLean County, don't get your head down by no means, but we're going to mute the mics, take a little break, catch our breath for a minute here, guys, and we'll be back for this next session. believe if my numbers are right, guys, this is going to be the last session for the for the starters. Then the reserves will take field. We will probably mute our mics during the reserve portion. The live stream will still go, so you can still watch the reserves, but we will mute our mics during the reserve portion here.
Obviously, it goes without saying, but that JV and that reserve section, as you were calling it, that's just as important as this, right?
Absolutely.
From the marksman 35-yard line. First and 10.
Especially on this team where your starters don't even have that much, again, previous playing time and experience. So you'd like to see some younger guys, maybe insert themselves here.
Pass complete.
It's like that was the first. Was that French? I think with his first catch of the season, guys. First, I haven't seen Landon in the whole game.
Nice tackle by the marksman number 4, Lucas Kale.
Nice job there by French to try to.
Landon French.
Yeah.
I thought he maybe had fumbled the ball and it went out of bounds.
And then Kale knocked it out.
Gain of about a yard.
Gains a yard on the play, second and long.
Walters. Loss of about 3 on the play, 3 or 4.
The running back tries to get around the left side.
Yep, Terry was there waiting on him.
Number 22, Landon Terry.
And if you have Walters running the ball, of course he's quick, but he's not AB quick.
Right.
So if you're going to have him, do that jet sweep and have him run sideline to sideline, east to west, you got to have you have to have the blocking, and it just wasn't there.
Yep, you've got Walters coming out, you've got French coming out.
Because when you have guys like AB and Landon French who can make a guy miss, do some moves there, and you have some that can't, of course that creates an interesting dynamic there where you again have to have the blockers.
The last session they had from the 10-yard line, we did have some success going up the middle. I'd like to see us try to go up the middle a little bit more than see if we can continue that success. Swing pass to AB on the outside. There he goes. Dives in for the touchdown.
Remember that time I was just talking about athletes who can make guys miss?
Yeah.
And he slips through a pair of would-be marksmen.
Bolden has a chance, guys, if the offensive line can hold up. He has a chance, in my opinion, to be one of the most explosive athletes. I'm not saying players, I'm just saying athletes in the area.
AB really reminds me of Landon Capps, who, of course, I had the pleasure of playing with.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen A. Turner said the same thing. That's why he's done him with the name White Boy Fast 2.0. He catches a lot of comparisons to Landon Capps. Landon Capps is a kid synonymous with McLean County football, kind of put us on his back in that 2019 regional championship game.
Yeah, that was about a 37-yard pass play there.
Once again from the marksman 35.
Toss to Gill on the right side. I tell you, Gill's one of them. He's tough to get down.
Yeah.
Toss right to number 10.
Pick up about 2 or so.
We saw that pitch coming towards our side here, towards the Tell City side, and that first pitch wasn't great, and Camden was wobbling it a little bit. That time, pitch looked a lot more crisp.
All spotted at the 33-yard line. Second down.
And, with an inexperienced offensive line and with the athletes that McLean County has, that may have to be their identity this season, is to kind of run outside of the tackles.
Quick a fake toss to Gill.
He tries the inside.
Hand off to Ward up the middle for a gain of about 3.
Like Jevin Jaggers
It'll be 3rd and 5.
For the tackle for the Marksman.
And, you know, I think in general that's a good play call, right? Coming off of that pitch, and then you go for the fake and run it up the middle again, but the execution just wasn't there.
Third and 5 on the 30-yard line. McLean County on their 5th play.
Making a bit of a pre-snap adjustment.
It's like
Hodges in on the backfield there from McLean County.
timeout here.
Officials stop the play. It will be 3rd and 5 for the Cougars.
They got Hodges in at fullback.
And that right there, that's just completely unacceptable. You know, normally you talk about Aiden wanting to get the ball out quick, but that play, he had no shot.
No, that guy was untouched, right up the middle.
And again, I don't really think it's Tell City disguising their blitzes, you know, in the most creative and unconventional ways. I just don't think we're picking them up.
It hasn't been the best outing for McLean County, and a McLean County team that I still have high expectations for.
Walters
That's a
on
beautiful
the right
block
side.
there by Connor Ward.
Cougars try the
Pickup of about 7.
Baseball once again in on that tackle.
You know, that's such an instrumental part of McLean County football. You know, it's something, you know, Lucas Mosey, he was really good at. You know, if you're going to play running back here at McLean County, yeah, you're going to get a lot of touches, but you better block or those touches are going to go down.
And the Cougars will have a new set of downs from the Marksman 35-yard line.
Jalen, as you were talking about earlier, you said Connor Ward was someone who you thought who was playing well tonight, and I'd have to say I agree with that sentiment so far with what he's shown.
Rice with quarterback keeper.
Quarterback keep for the Cougars.
Rice kind of shaken up on
You
the
know,
play.
I was curious to see if we were going to see some of that in the scrimmage because obviously, ideally, there hasn't been a whole lot of it tonight, but you're not really supposed to hit the quarterback. So those designed quarterback runs, I was like, I wonder if we see that because Aiden, of course, he played wing last year, and he was really good at running the ball last year. So I think it's really neat to see him get that same treatment, you know, running the ball here with that designed QB run there.
Yeah, they're letting the quarterbacks eat here. You know, Tell City's quarterback's not even wearing a red jersey. So they're letting the quarterbacks do their thing. It's that little swing pass out to AB again.
And I'd really like to see that, too, because AB, he was out there with 2 guys, and, of course, we were talking about athletes. He can make them miss, and, you know, that could have very easily been a long touchdown.
Yeah. He just didn't have the numbers on his side. You know, he hit 2 Tell City defenders there, and it wasn't – the numbers weren't right, but –
that right there is a product of excellent offensive play design, but really good coverage on the defensive side of the ball, too.
Right.
Yeah, good pickup there, about 8 or so. Get McLean County a first down. Ball on the about 16-yard line. Fumble on the play. Rice picks it up.
Fumble on the play, recovered by the Cougars.
Yeah, you just want everybody to come out healthy at the end of the day.
Blow the play dead.
But when we go back and talk about the quarterback running, you know, I watched the scrimmage over the weekend. McLean County Middle School played in a scrimmage. Tackled a quarterback from the opposing team. Starting quarterback breaks his arm in a scrimmage game, and he's out the rest of the season.
That's brutal.
That's something you don't want to see in scrimmage games.
So McLean County 2nd and 10, ball on the 15-yard line. AB to the right side, back up the middle. Breaking tackles. I believe he's in for the score. Yeah, he is. really good job
Running back
cutting back right up the middle and breaking
breaks
tackles.
a couple tackles, and he is in for a Cougar touchdown.
2 nice touchdowns there for AB.
Yeah, good job by Bolden there, guys.
So McLean County, 9 plays in so far.
I think we may only have one more left with our starters here offensively. And I said earlier I'll probably mute my mic for the reserves. I think I may have changed my mind on that. Give those young guys a little bit of airtime tonight, you know. They deserve it. They work just as hard as the older guys do.
McLean County will stay on offense.
I thought a couple of those guys looked well last week, Griff, when we got to watch them.
We did.
You know, Emmett Fulkerson, Luke Coleman.
Yeah, you just named the 2 that stood out to me. Nice long touchdown runs last week as we were standing there on the track watching them.
Number 2, Lucas Byer with the initial hit.
Can't go let it go unremissed, but got to thank Nathan Johnson for coming on board and helping us with the live stream now. Last week was a disaster, to say the least, so I apologize to McLean County Nation who tried to catch that. But we got it all worked out. Nathan's going to be with us all year long. He will be our live stream master, and we'll handle all of that, and we will bring you the best coverage that we can bring you on the radio and the live stream.
I would like to point it out here. Our left guard, number 70, of course, I don't think, again, we don't have a 70 listed, so it's hard to tell who that actually is. After that, not this play, but the last play, he came off with a little bit of a limp, so I'm interested to see. Of course, right now you can kind of tell he's got a little bit of a limp going on.
Tackled by a host of marksmen. Gain of 5 on the play, timeout on the field.
That was Weston Hodges on the carry. Really good cutback up the middle.
Yep, that's going to be the last play offensively for the Cougar starters, I think, guys. So we'll mute the mics, take a little bit of a break here, and we'll be back with the Cougar defense.
Missed opportunity there, right there for Tell City. They had that pass set up right there and just dropped it.
Incomplete. Intended for number
21,
Noah Terry.
Defensively, this is a chance to see what McLean County can do, guys, in a bigger spot on the field. You know, last time we were in that red zone, Tell City's got more open grass here.
Yeah, defensively, McLean County has gotten a little bit more physical. I like what I see there. They were able to get to the backfield a couple plays the last set of downs on defense. Like Terry on the outside.
Gill tried to get him, just couldn't get his arms around him.
Around the right side, big gain on the play. It's a nice block downfield.
Gain of about 16 down to the 19-yard line.
Terry, of course, he's got a lot of size, but he has a decent amount of speed to him as well, so he's able to get to the edge there and make something happen.
Yeah, if you're McLean County, though, guys, defensively, we've got to see some improvements from this week to next week.
Quarterback keeper up the middle. Pickup of about 7 on the play.
Gain of 7 on the play. It will be second down.
Defensive line-wise from McLean County, they're going. Trying to see. Looks like we're lined up a little different defensively here.
Yeah, running an even front, have another extra guy on that defensive line.
Nice job defensively there.
Bobbles the snap, but does collect it. Gains about 1 on the forward progress.
Lindsey and Ward there, guys. 2 guys that I thought have played exceptionally well tonight.
Yeah, Ward with a nice quarterback sack on that last series.
Tell City 4 plays in.
Again, running that tight formation.
They bulldozing their way up front, guys.
Yeah, we haven't had much luck stopping Beaver up the middle. He's had several long gains just straight up the middle.
You look at that offensive line, and they're grown men.
The other thing, too, is, of course, you have the 5 offensive linemen, but then you have the 5 other guys who are also out blocking, getting to that second level. Of course, I was talking about that HB slant. Tell City has a guy out here on that far side.
Like Terry.
Hand off to number 21.
Terry in for the score for the Marksman.
He is in for a Tell City touchdown.
Tell City's 6 plays in so far.
So it's 1 play, 1 touchdown apiece, right, guys? I think McLean County scored on the last one with Bolden.
Sounds right.
Tell City with 4 more plays offensively here with their what I would call their starters.
Toss to left side.
Nice job defensively.
Back under center for the Marksman.
You know, I think as the scrimmages come along, and of course it was really inevitable, but McLean County's really, kind of got themselves in check, figuring things out going along.
Yeah.
On defense to meet him, and it will be a loss on the play.
It looked like Englehart there on the tackle on the edge.
It's hard to, from where we're standing at right now, without binoculars, I can't see a whole lot, but
McLean County wearing those practice jerseys, the numbers pretty small on them. Good open field tackle.
Once again, the ball carrier.
Is that French?
Back near the line of scrimmage.
Looks like Landon French.
that was, I believe you're right, Griff.
By the Cougar defender.
French or Walker, I can't tell.
I believe that's a 2.
I believe that is French out there.
Hand off here to the right side. A host of Cougars there on the tackle for no gain.
Reserve, the marksman ball carrier.
You can tell on both sides of the ball, for Tell City and McLean County, there's been some different pieces put in. Obviously, that center that was in before for Tell City's not in. McLean County able to make some more penetration there on the line.
Yeah, so 3 plays in on this series with no gain. So it'll be 4th and 10. Tell City.
Yeah, McLean County going with a lot of their reserves right now defensively.
So Caraway came out. Riley Walker comes in.
Marksman hand the ball off up the middle.
That's going to be 10 plays.
With a tough run. He is close to the line to gain.
No, you don't really like to see that on the last play. Those last 3 plays, you're making stops at the line of scrimmage. You're doing good. Right there at the end.
I guess they're going to call that in just 9 plays. Marksman's going to get 1 more.
Yeah, that you had them held 3 good plays, and then you give up a first down. There's a run to the right side.
Good job by Gill on that one.
Byron Reserve tries to get around the right
Pickup
side.
of about 5.
And, the key for a defense, especially like this one, who, so fresh to this level, this experience, is that you just have to be able to lost my train of thought. You have to be able to, continue to get better each week and be able to improvise all at the same time. Of course, defense, it's so different than offense because on offense there's a bit of a schedule that you're kind of, we're going to block this, we're going to block that. On defense, you kind of have to be on your toes the whole time. And it's definitely a different beast.
Run to the outside left side. Looked like he's going to get in for another marksman score.
Yep.
Cougar defenders, and he is in for a Tell City touchdown.
I just actually remember that original point I was going to make. On defense, again, like I was alluding to, you really, the one thing you really want to think about, and you hear this saying a lot in sports, bend but don't break. And tonight, of course, hasn't been the best showing of that. But I think, there's been improvements. Again, the things have gotten better as you progress, as you go along, play by play. But, and of course, Coach Cook, I know he stresses this. You just got to hang in there. You got to be able to, like we were talking about on those 3 plays where they made those stops. On that 4th play, you got to make that stop.
Yeah, you can't. It can be very deflating for your whole defensive unit. You do great 3 plays, then all of a sudden you give up, a 10-yard gain, and then the next set of downs, first play, he takes off, for a 20-yard touchdown run. It can be deflating for your defense. But overall, from where we started to where we're at, where we're ended now, yeah, we've improved different areas, but it just gives Coach Wagner and his coaching staff stuff that obviously they need to work on. We didn't see a whole lot of mistakes last week, but the level of competitions it's a lot more this week. So it'll certainly get them ready for the regular season next week, starting with Ohio County. And one thing, you can't take your opponent lightly. Whether you're supposed to beat them on paper, if you don't come out and you be physical from the start, just get pushed around both sides of the ball, it could be a tough night for the Cougars. So, one thing I'd like to see them is be more physical on both sides of the ball, offensive line and defensive line, just getting a push both ways.
I think Coach Webb has done a really good job. Tell City's just really technically sound, right?
Yeah.
You don't see a whole lot of, silly mistakes out there on the field. And for McLean County, I think you can make the argument that, especially in those first couple of weeks, you're not going to see a team that could run the ball or a team that blocks as well or a team that is, like I was just saying, as technically sound as a Tell City team. So sure, you may look at this tonight and be like, oh, I don't know how I feel. It doesn't look great. Again, I think this Tell City team, as we were talking about, they can be really good this season. And I think the best part about all of this is that, like you were just talking about, like we've talked about all night, McLean County has continued to make adjustments and progress with each snap.
It's like the JV Cougars guys are going to take the field here. We'll see what the next generation of McLean County Cougars look like.
And with the starters being so unproven, lacking that time, JV you often think about, and like you were just saying, you normally think about them as all right, let's see what they can do in a year or two for McLean County. Well, with these guys, they might have to contribute this season. If you're going to be good, you have to have depth. And
there's guys out there who are going to contribute this season. Riley Walker's one of them.
Right.
Weston Hodges, you got the carry there is another one.
He tries to find some room.
Yeah, just a few plays back, he had a nice cut back for 5-6 yard gain there.
Starting to see on the McLean County sideline that some of the players are taking off their shoulder pads, so I imagine the varsity is done for tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. These last couple of sessions are going to be JV only here, guys. A good run there by Maddox Osborne.
Number 20, the Cougar ball carrier. Gain of 6 on the play. It will be 3rd and 4 upcoming.
So the Cougars with the ball at about 41-yard line, 3rd and about 4. A handoff to Hodges. Pickup of about 1 on the play. So that'll bring up 4th down and roughly 3 yards to go.
Several marksmen combine on that stop. It will be 4th down upcoming.
Trying to see if is it Englehart? No, it's not Englehart in it. Trying to see who's in at quarterback for McLean. It is Englehart.
Englehart, somebody that even while I was still playing, people were talking about, this kid's going to be a really good quarterback for McLean County one day. Did really excelled down there at the middle school level, bringing that success up here to the high school.
Yeah, good carry there by Carson Ellis, guys.
Wholesale substitutions for the marksman.
That'll be 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line for the Cougars. Englehart with the quarterback keeper, taken down about the 47-yard line.
Number 11.
Nate Englehart's one that more than likely we will see take the reins next year as the starting quarterback for McLean County.
Gain of about 6 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and about 4. Ball on the marksman 47-yard line.
Nice job there by Walker.
Tries the right side this time. Gain of about 10 on the play. It will be a Cougar 1st down.
Walker picks up about 10 there.
Run out of
with
bounds
first
by
down
number
about the
14 for the
38-yard
Marksmen.
line.
All spotted at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10.
Englehart with a handoff.
Nice play by number 28 for the Marksmen.
Hardison on the carry there. Loss of about a 1 on the play.
Assisting on the tackle, number 8. Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd down.
It'll make it 2nd and 11 at the 39-yard line. You know, Jalen, the JV squad here is moving the ball fairly well right out the gate. Let's say that in the last few plays we've got stopped for losses.
Number 11 on the quarterback keep. Once again, number 55 for the Marksmen.
That'll bring up 3rd and about 14.
You know, I think very similarly to the varsity, you're seeing some struggles up front.
That will do it for the Cougar offense. Marksman offense set to take the field.
So McLean County runs out
Nice job by the
of
Marksman
plays
defense.
there. Thought they had one more left. So that'll put the ball on 35-yard line for the Marksmen on offense.
Yeah, the Marksmen and the Cougars done that first session there with the younger guys. And I thought McLean County, they done a good job competing with them guys.
Yeah, we had several good offensive plays there, moving the ball, last few negative yards, but overall they, right out of the gate, they moved the ball fairly well.
And that's all you, with the younger guys, that's all you can ask them to do in a situation like this is just compete and just see what you've got out there. I know they got some games coming up as well. They got a freshman game coming up, a JV game coming up.
I think I will come over there later, yeah. Drive my golf cart.
New Marksman quarterback, I believe that is number 12, Gabe Kleeman.
You know, something I think that if you're Coach Wagner and you're looking at this JV team, something you can be very pleased with is that everybody's going 100% out here. It's not like, oh, it's a scrimmage or oh, we're just JV. You know, sometimes when you're in JV, it's not always okay, who's doing X and Y the best. Sometimes it's just who's going 110%. Who do I know that, because again, when you're in JV, you're going to make mistakes. You're still learning the offense, still learning the defense. But when and that's a really good stop there by 72, Trey Lyle.
And out to number 28.
He took the offensive line with him.
And immediately by number 72 for the Cougars.
Good job by Lyle there.
Loss of 2 on the play, 3rd down.
I don't know if it's Big Lyle or Little Lyle. There's 2 of them.
But, you know, Phoenix, like you were just saying, you know, about coaches watching kids playing hard. I mean, they could be potentially competing for a spot, you know, in varsity, you know, getting coaches see, hey, how hard they're working, get them in there, you know. Hey, they're putting in the effort.
And that's the thing, too, because when you're an underclassman, you know, you're freshman, you're a sophomore, and you don't have those game reps especially. You know, it's not like McLean County's offense is super complicated, but it always takes time to learn. Or the defense isn't super complicated, but it takes time to learn. And so really, in these JV things, you're just wanting to see who's running after the ball, who's carrying out their fakes, who's doing their job to the best of what they can. And, of course, Coach Wagner, I think he's seeing a lot of that. You know, all 11 guys on defense really seem to be pursuing the ball, and that's a huge plus.
Yeah, absolutely, guys.
Well, you know, in football is obviously a game that you usually have a lot of injuries, you know, throughout the season. So it's always the next man up, you know. And
good hit there.
These JV players, that's the next man up.
Toss sweep to number 8. Into Cougar territory. Nice gain on the play. It will be a Tell City first down.
You know, you were talking about people maybe playing for a spot on varsity. You know, I really think this front 7, especially this defensive line, where on the varsity side of things, it's a question. But here in the JV part, it looks like, you know, there's going to be some competition and at least some depth there in the front 7.
Yeah, I think all across the board, that's one thing about McLean County is this is the deepest team that I think we've seen in a long time.
Like a fumbled snap.
Flag on the play.
I don't know if they had a false start there. There's a penalty on the play. Legal shift on the offense. McLean County is going to decline.
Against the marksman.
They're going to decline that penalty. The marksman with 5 plays in so far on this session. That'll bring the ball back to the 35-yard line.
Looks like we'll have a new set of downs. Ball will be spotted on the marksman 35-yard line. Offense will stay on the field. 1st and 10.
Run on the play, but
yep, they're going to call a penalty on Tell City, it looks like.
Yeah, multiple flags there.
I was just about to credit how Tell City made a hold there and got some, got some blocking up front. But, of course, penalty there negates that.
Another illegal shift on the
2 penalties against marksman, a legal shift and a block in the back.
Legal shift and block in the back.
Yeah, if it was working, so. Yeah, he said it was working, but it hadn't been hanging up all night. I was telling him that about the same time it stopped working, our headset started messing up too. There was like some sort of interference or whatever.
Looks like they will accept the legal shift. That'll push the ball back to the 30-yard line.
That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Marksman will replay it down. 1st and 15. Ball spotted on the 30.
Got to run to the right side all the way down to the 49-yard line.
Tackled from behind by number 25.
Good job by Emmett Fulkerson there to save the tackle or the save it there for the Cougars, Griff.
Well, you know, they'll get 2 or 3 good defensive plays, and then it's like they just break down and give up 15, 20-yard gain. So try to limit, the defensive mistakes.
I think right there at that linebacker spot, clearly he saw something he thought was eye candy. He wanted to go get it, and the ball went a different direction there.
Gain of about 2 on the play.
Keeps his feet moving. Now he's into Cougar territory. 2-minute break.
We're down to the 2-minute break here.
Phoenix, you talked about it on that front line there. Mason Bolton, I can't tell who 42 is because I don't have it on the roster here, but Mason Bolton there, number 56. Going to be a good, young, solid piece on that D-line for him in the future.
Absolutely, and of course, like we alluded to earlier, that's what you really want to see when you're watching these, when you're looking and scouting at JV. You want to see who's going hard, who's giving 100%, and really guys who are going to be able to contribute.
Yeah. Absolutely. While we're taking a break here, Phoenix, we talked earlier about Boyle County, who you think is the number 1 team in the state of Kentucky. Who else within the state do you think can make some noise this year?
You may not like this answer, just because they are a cross-district foe. But I think Union County is going to be much improved this season. Of course, they have Jaron Johnson back, who had a phenomenal season last year, rushed for over 2,000 yards, maybe, I think, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah.
Something close to that.
I agree. They bring back the majority of their defense. They bring back Willem McPeak. Quarterback, I think, is going to be the question mark for them because they're moving Johnson back to the backfield and putting somebody else at quarterback. So that will be an interesting piece, but I don't disagree with that at all. I think Derek Johns is a heck of a coach. He's done a heck of a job. And Union County, it's their district to lose. And I think that they will I think Union County has a chance to make some noise across Class 3A. I'll say that much.
Right. Of course, Christian Academy Louisville won 3A last season, but they lost Cole Hodge to East Carolina.
Looking forward to seeing them come in next week to Rash Stadium,
and that's
taking on the Owensboro Red Devils.
And that's what I was just about to talk about. I think Owensboro, they have, in my opinion, at least the teams that I've looked at, may have the hardest schedule in the state. I think, if not all of them, they're playing almost all of the state champions or runners-up in this, that were in the state last season. They have to play, scrim against Boyle, Cal, Owensboro Catholic.
Bowling Green. Week 1 and 2, they've got Cal and then Bowling Green.
It'll be interesting to see how Evan Hampton and Trevor DeLacy can sort of quarterback and, carry that offense.
That football team can take that one back with them. Yeah, that's there. That'll go.
Looks like McLean County now will be on offense.
Bringing a lot more guys closer to that line of scrimmage there from McLean County. Never mind, we're on offense. Didn't realize there was a change there. That's my bad. I was kind of wondering. I was like, it's an odd defensive formation. And then McLean County had the ball.
Drug down by number 64.
So it looks like Will Gatton's in at quarterback this session.
Gatton just a freshman, and a lefty, Griff. He's kid's got a good arm on him for a freshman.
You don't normally see that lefty quarterback. I think Brody Klum may have been a lefty, but that's not something you normally see.
There's Fulkerson on the sweep to the right side.
May have been a bit of a horse collar tackle there.
Yeah, he got him up high. I don't know if we got a McLean County Cougar down.
Looks like, he's still down after that one.
Tackled by number 55, once again for the Marksmen. We do have an injured Cougar player on the far sideline.
We're assuming it's Fulkerson. Picked up about 8 on the play for a first down, but, yeah, they got him up high and jerked him down. I don't know if maybe he –
for the most part, I think if you're Coach Morris there coaching this offensive line, I think you have to be pretty pleased with how this younger offensive line has done for the most part.
Yeah, I think the young guys have stepped up. Like we talked about, it's the ones that's going to have to fill in. We're going to lose a couple of pieces on the line this year with Caden Nugent graduating and a couple of other guys defensively. So it will Dorian King and a couple of those guys on the line. So we're going to see some guys step up this year and into next year that I think will make some leaps for us.
And, worst case scenario, somebody can get hurt. You never know, especially in this game of football, somebody get hurt, and that's when it becomes really valuable to have some depth there.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, with next guy. I mean, injuries, it's bound to happen through the year. You just hope it's nothing significant that's a devastating blow to your team. But, I mean, injuries it's just part of the game. It's a tough sport. It's just the way it is. There's no way around it. It's not flag football. It's a contact sport, so you're going to have injuries. I don't know if they're putting maybe a cast on him, air cast or something maybe. I don't know if it's an ankle. Can't tell what it is over there.
You know,
Maybe that's just a bag.
they're in that what appeared, you know, kind of looked like a horse collar tackle. Maybe brought him down awkwardly. Could have tweaked something in his leg there.
Yeah, knee or ankle. Looks like the left leg, maybe.
You hope that Fulkerson is okay. He was somebody that we talked about earlier that I thought played really well last week.
You know, when I was talking to his mom during the game while we were down there on the track, and I said, I had no clue that kid was that fast. And she's like, yeah. I said, oh, man. I said, I've known him since he was a really young kid, and I had no idea that he just took off. And, Coleman, he's another one. I had no idea he was that fast.
Now, I tell you guys, we see these young guys out here, but there's going to be some guys that are going to come in. I mean, I know it's too early to talk about next season, but we'll jump ahead of the game a little bit. There's going to be some guys that come in as freshmen next year that I think can see some varsity minutes potentially. Carter, I'm going to give you a couple of names to remember for the future. Carter Howard, Channing Miller, both guys defensively are studs on that 8th grade McLean County team. Carter Howard playing fullback, about 225, 5'11", 225 as an 8th grader, and the kid's a tank. He's going to be somebody that McLean County fans are going to know in the future. Looking forward to seeing how he progresses through his middle school season this year and into next season for Coach Wagner.
You know, at a small school like McLean County, of course, you see this at the big schools all the time, but it's so valuable to have a middle school system where really you can reload after you lose. You lose 18 seniors one year, well, you can reload with another class of maybe, 8 to 10 seniors, but then you have some underclassmen who can contribute as well.
Well, we all hope it's nothing serious with Fulkerson. Got several over there attending to him, so we're assuming it's a leg injury.
And he has been down certainly for longer than you would like to see.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if they continue the game after this or if we go ahead and call it. But we're going to mute our mics for a minute here, guys. Take a breath and take a little break here, but we'll be back when the game action proceeds. Just stay tuned. And we're back, guys. Want to wish whoever the Cougar was, I think it was Emmett Fulkerson, want to wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully everything will be okay with him.
The ball spotted on the marksman 37-yard line, 1st and 10.
Of course, after that long break, you have to wonder how up is, really both teams are they going to be to finish this one out.
Yeah. I can't imagine we're going to run a whole lot more plays here.
Wouldn't be surprised if we finish this series out and then maybe do another one, call it there.
It's like 2nd and about 11.
Gatton in at quarterback.
That was not.
It wasn't Fulkerson that got hurt. That's Fulkerson with the football.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know who it was that got injured over there, but it wasn't Emmett Fulkerson.
Number 25, the Cougar ball carrier.
I may have to try to make my way down there and catch that name for us.
Gain of 7 on the play. It will be 3rd and 5.
That's so unfortunate too. We talked about it earlier. You really hate to see a kid get hurt, really, and especially in a scrimmage like this before the season gets going.
That was Luke Coleman with the carry.
Tracked down from behind by number 50 for the marksman.
I just got a text. It was one of the Gatton twins.
Okay.
Thinks that maybe broke an ankle.
Oh, man. You hate to hear that.
Yeah, from our point of view, it was hard for us to tell who it was.
Who it was.
People around and everything. Yeah, that's tough.
Obviously, prayers to him and his family right there, having to overcome that and
absolutely
wishing them a speedy getting their speedy recovery.
Yeah, and you've got the twin playing quarterback there, so you know he's a little frazzled.
It's a pretty ball. It's unfortunate that one didn't find a receiver, but that wasn't the ugliest pass in the world. That's for
number
sure.
17. Tony Kellums on the coverage for the marksman.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people tell me that Reed Gatton can launch the football there.
Definitely had some nice spin on it, good spiral to it.
Yeah, I was watching some of his throws during warm-ups. He looked pretty good on some sideline throws.
Fumble on the play there for the Cougars.
Fumble on the play. Cougars do recover.
Griff here just showed me another text he got. Looked like, of course, we couldn't see from a vantage point. It appeared that instead of his ankle, being where it's supposed to be, he's kind of turned to one side. So, of course, he'd heard his broken ankle. That could very well be the case, and that's very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, you don't like to see that.
Another fumble on the play. Looks like recovered by the Cougars.
And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but if there's one silver lining to that, he has a lot more football, a lot more years ahead of him.
Right, absolutely. He's just a freshman, so.
On the stop for the marksman. And it looks like the marksman defense will hold.
McLean County had some good plays there. Offense kind of stalled out. Having that big injury break, timeout. kind of tough to come back from it. You're all loose, then you got to stand around and wait. It's kind of tough for them to get back into a rhythm. So hopefully the defense can.
Yeah, you want to see some defensively what the Cougars can do here.
And then, I mean, obviously, as you were just touching on, physically it's tough to get back into the game, but mentally and emotionally, maybe even harder after you see one of your brothers go down like that.
Right.
And for, Gatton, his literal brother go down, I mean, that's just, it sucks to see here in this scrimmage. But to turn the page on a positive note, I think this JV, they have surprised me a little bit. I didn't really know what to expect from the JV part. I'm very glad to see that it seems like the JV team, the progression has come along quickly in the offseason, and it may not take long for these guys to get going on the field. Marksman had a guy deep there and couldn't find him.
Yeah, broke up at the last second.
There is a flag down near
a flag on the play. Thrown way downfield. They got McLean County for pass interference.
Against the defense is the call.
That will be an automatic first down.
If I recall right and look, and right number, I remember that was Luke Coleman there on that one-on-one out deep. He was a step behind, but you have to like how he continues through that and fights through and forces the incompletion.
Run right up the middle. Number 3, pickup of about 13 on the play for another marksman first down, down to about the 21-yard line.
Good tackle there, though, by JoJo Hardison. Hardison's another young guy that coming in with high expectations as a freshman.
Yeah, I thought he played fairly well, Jalen, when we were sitting there watching him down on the track last week.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that'll hit you, that's for sure.
Whistle before the snap.
As things are winding down and, people are getting tired and exhausted, I think you're starting to see some of the, specifically the tackling form kind of break down a little bit. On that last play, before Hardison tackled him, kind of broke through 3 or 4 tackles there to get up to that second level.
So penalty there on the Cougars, offsides. That'll move the ball up to the 16-yard line. 1st and 5. Run to the left side, good. Good stop there.
And that right there, that was an excellent pursuit. I think, before the snap, we had a bunch of guys loaded inside the box. Looked like they, maybe like a heavy blitz almost. But a really nice job of being able to get to the sideline, create that loss.
Yeah, at least slow them down and allow 2 other Cougars behind to finish up the tackle. So that'll be about 2nd and 6. Another run up the middle. That'll be enough for a first down to about the 9-yard line.
Freeman hands off to number 14 for the marksman. Number 14, Riley Leinenbach picks up the first down for the marksman.
So it'll be 1st and goal for the marksman from the 9-yard line. Direct snap to the running back, which stopped for about a 3-yard loss.
I think this JV defense has been very impressive.
He's unable to get
as
forward.
as a
McLean
as a
County defense with a nice play, lost.
Yeah, they've done well. Good speed getting to the ball in the corners.
Sure.
Giving up a little bit of yardage up the middle, but
Trying to tell who made that last tackle, but from here, you just can't see those white numbers.
fumbled snap. That'll push the marksman back even further.
Clayman recovers the snap.
So that's going to be 3rd and goal from about the 20-yard line. So the marksmen have lost about 11 yards on the last 2 plays. Hopefully McLean County can
3rd down.
not have a defensive lapse and give up a big play. We've had that problem a couple times so far with the varsity.
Yeah.
2 or 3 good plays and then give up the long one. There's a run to the right side.
And that one kind of up in the neck, shoulder pad neck area, but definitely otherwise a pretty solid open field tackle.
That was the other Gatton twin.
Yep.
After a short gain, that will force
Pickup of about 2.
down.
So it's going to be 4th and goal from the 18-yard line. Yeah, he got the side of the jersey and just pulled him right down.
Wide out on each side, something you haven't seen too much of tonight from Tell City.
It's going to be a quarterback keeper to the right side. Tackled down at the...
Freeman's going to keep, and he's got several marks.
Leland Thompson there with a big play.
Nice play on the...
Good job there by the Cougars holding him. I know they gave up a pretty good game there, but way to stand strong and keep them out of the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say, though, although he did make the tackle, you don't want to see... I mean, he grabbed up high. You're not, 99% of the time you're not going to get a tackle that way. And to be honest with you, that's just not good form. And, he's either going to get ran over, he's going to get someone hurt, or just get a penalty called. And, you don't want any of that.
Or get himself hurt,
Exactly. But, again, it is nice to see go after the ball, and make that stop.
And Coach Wagner's correcting it. You can see that on the field there.
Marksman offense stays on the field. Ball spotted at the 50-yard line.
Coach Wagner and Coach Torrance there basically playing as extra safeties. Some pre-snap confusion on McLean County's part.
So the marksman will start back at the 50-yard line. I believe that's going to run out of plays.
They're going to call that game, guys.
And this is going to be it.
So we're going to end it here. Guys, what's your final thoughts for the Cougars Phoenix going into week 1 next week against Ohio County?
Going into week 1, very early on there were a lot of struggles, but again, there was improvement as things went on. Very excited to see how, really the offense and defense can do in week 1.
Yeah, Griff?
Yeah, like Phoenix said, they did improve. They started out, not strong at all, but over the course of the scrimmage, it's a tough test for them. But over the course of the scrimmage, they got more physical. Were able to move the ball, were able to stop the ball. But if they could just string together several plays, especially on the defensive side, we're stopping them. But just make sure you don't give up that big play.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, we just gotta string together a little bit better, solid of a performance. I think we've got the some games coming up that I think are going to help us try to get over those lumps before we've got Grayson County coming into McLean County first home game of the season, week 3.
I think if McLean County can clean things up on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, then I think they'll be in pretty good shape heading into the season.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's going to be it, guys. We'll be back next week. We'll be radio and live stream next week. We will game starts at I think 7, so pregame show start about 6:45. It'd be the Owensboro Health pregame show on 97X, live streamed here on the McLean County Sports Network. Be myself, Griff, Brock Bowman. We'll bring you all the action all year long. Looking forward to bringing you Cougar Athletics all year long, brought to you by Katie Gunterman Shelter Insurance. But that's going to be it here, guys. Good night and God bless. You've been listening and watching, I guess, tonight, your Katie Gunterman Shelter Insurance Game of the Week.